Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. I've got 5 cards today with the Stamps of Life card kit for May called Totally Rad. So this first card I stamped inside and I laid a piece of pattern paper down because I smudged it, and I've got this really cool doily that I made with the doily die I got from the Stamps of Life. And I love it because now I'll always have a doily on hand anytime I need it. They have a couple different doily dies, but this one's the one that's most like traditional doilies that you get at Target. So I'm taking a piece of the paper that came in the kit, the dark blue paper, and I'm putting that on an A2 card base. And I'm going to be taping over that a piece of the pattern paper that came in the kit. Um, so I glue this down, as you can see, and I'm going to be putting the doily on top of that, which I just really, I love the way this card ends up turning out. So I've got the doily that I had cut down to go on this piece of paper. And after I get that all glued in place, I will be taking some of the chipboard pieces that came with the kit, and I'm going to be gluing those down. This kit is mostly barbecue related. It's called Totally Rad, like I think I said already, which to me kind of is like skateboarding, and I don't know, maybe I'm too old for this kit, but Totally Rad, doesn't remind me of a barbecue kit. I think it should just be called barbecue. It does come with a die that says barbecue, along with a die that cuts out the word Totally Rad, which I do use on, I believe this card. I'm not 100% sure. No, I take that back. This card, I have a sentiment that I cut out around that says, "You're flipping awesome." And on the inside, I had stamped "Happy Birthday." So I put some enamel dots on this kit, and I end up remembering at the last minute that I forgot to glue the little tongs on that I was going to put underneath "You're Flipping Awesome." So you're going to see me uh, bring it back and glue that on, and then that card will be done. See, there I go, remembering. It's like, oh no, I forgot. So I probably should have popped it up, but because it was a last minute addition, I did not. Now for the second card, that's the one that I used the Totally Rad sentiment on. And again, that one says "Happy Birthday" on the inside. So I've got 4 squares with the stitching around them that I got when I cut out a slimline die on the next card that you'll see. And I thought it would be kind of neat not to waste them. Like, I'm not wasting the paper that you can see I cut out a barbecue word from. So this pattern paper, it's pretty sturdy, so I can easily put it on top of the cardstock that came in the kit. It's called Cranberry, and I can put it on top there without worrying about it dipping in the middle. It's nice and thick cardstock. I really like it a lot. I love the color Cranberry. I think it's a perfect red. It's not too bright, and I like it for Christmas too. I don't like the cherry red as much. So I end up placing these in a geometric pattern with 2 on the left side and then the one kind of in the middle there on the right side. I kind of get that with a little bit of the pattern paper peeking out. It's a star pattern paper. So I glue that all down. And then I'm going to be putting the word Totally Rad. I'm going to put that across. Now, this sentiment you can paper piece, but I just decided on this one to put it behind a piece of, or put a piece of bright yellow paper behind the sentiment, and it just kind of works. I think the blue with the yellow it's really kind of striking, and it's just a pretty color combination. This whole card kit is really bright. It's got a lot of bright colors, reds and blues and yellows, a lot of primary colors. The only color that I'm not really using is green, and that came in the kit as well. And I don't think I used any green paper for any of these cards. So I popped that up on some foam tape, and you'll see me kind of centering it. I thought about putting it up or down, and it's like, no, with where I had those squares, centered seems to work the best. And I also thought about putting some enamel dots, and I just decided those wouldn't work. Those would cover up the stars. And I just kind of left it as is with the greeting inside. Totally rad. It's your birthday. So for card number 3 now, that is a slimline card. I don't do a whole lot of slimlines, so, and I've got 2 of them I've done with this one. So I took a Stamps of Life slimline die, and I cut out this border with the 3 squares in it, and that's where I got the 3 squares on the previous card. And it's a stitched, it's a stitched border all the way around, so it gives a little interest. So I'm going to be gluing that on. The slim line is 8.5 by 3.5, and this die cut's a little less than that. I don't know the exact measurements. So I glue that on the card. We're going to be doing this slim line long ways. And I've got some pattern paper that I had cut out using the same die, so I've got like stitching all the way around all of these squares as well. See, I kind of got them turned so I can face them the right way. So I glue these 3 in. I don't pop them up, I considered it, but I make this a pretty flat card. It's got some chipboard I end up gluing on the right and the left, and then I end up just putting the sentiment in the middle. So you'll see me glue all this down. This kit was very masculine all the way around. I think every one of these cards could be like masculine, or just to somebody who really likes to barbecue. So I didn't put a background die on this sentiment. It comes with one, but I thought that would be a little bit too much, and I thought this barbecue just fit perfectly inside the middle square. Now I'm taking the chipboard oven mitts. They're like gray. I don't know about you, all my oven mitts have like designs on them. Of course, if these had designs, they'd probably look more like mittens than oven mitts. I don't think that would work out too well. Your synthetic wool would melt right to the pan and burn you all the way through. So yeah, I glue those down, and then I take this little bitty chipboard grill and I glue that. Now I put the bottom of the grill right inside the window. I think that draws the eye in, but the cover itself I think is fine going outside. It just adds interest all the way around. And that is it for that card. Nothing inside. I only put stamps inside the first 2. I may go back and add sentiments later when I know what I'm going to want to put down. And as you can see, I came back and added a couple enamel dots, which I think brightens it up just a little bit. So that's card number 3. For card number 4, I took that same pattern paper that I had cut the squares on the previous card, waste not, want not. And you can see I used the barbecue die again because I've got it cut out of this cranberry cardstock as well. So I put the cranberry cardstock on the card base, and now I'm just gluing down the pattern paper. I really liked this this pattern paper. Obviously, I've used it twice, but it's a bit busy, so you've got to be careful what you do with it. So I'm taking um, some grass that I cut out using a die. I don't think it was Stamps of Life. I wanted a hill, kind of a curve, and I think the only curved Stamp of Life grass die wasn't long enough. So I took this one, I don't remember who it is, and I also took a little Simon Hurley Later Gator and I ink blended that just on the tips of the grass to kind of, add a little interest, and so the little tufts of grass didn't stick out too much when they weren't actually, I didn't like fussy cut around them. So I went ahead and I stuffed this grill underneath some of that grass there. I didn't glue all the way to the top so I could put the grass underneath it, or the grill underneath the grass. And I'm cutting off that little bit that went over the edge. And now I am going to prop up that grill lid again. I like to prop it up. I don't know why. I just, I think it just adds something. I don't want to leave it off, which I suppose I could. And I just always remember like the Weber grills having somewhere where you could hook the lids on so they stayed up. And so for this sentiment, I'm going to take puffy stickers and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put on the puffy stickers that say, "Hey dude, awesome barbecue." And I'm not sure, but I think I might put a little bitty steak on that grill, or it might be another card. We'll have to find out since I'm doing this voiceover the day after I made these. Some of these cards are kind of getting mixed up in my head. Like I said, this is all a barbecue kit mostly, so I mean there's lots of fun things you can do with it. I'm waiting for a die I ordered that came in from Stamps of Life that's got little ants on it, so I'm thinking there's more I can do with it. So this last card anyway is a slimline again, and the stamp, or the die you see I'm using here is from the Stamps of Life. It's one of their slimline dies. It comes with 3 different pieces, a background, the dots, and then like a scalloped, you can cut out a scalloped card base. So I just used the 2 that you saw. I glued the blue one on the yellow to kind of make it nice and bright, and I offset it just a little bit. But because it is scalloped, I want to cut the corners off of this card base to, give it kind of the same look. I didn't want to have to pull out my bigger die cutting machine to make the scalloped base, because you need bigger than 6 inches if you're going to do that, and it just was too much effort. So this way worked second best. And this card is going to be a stand-up slimline, unlike the other slimline where I kind of had it long ways. This one's going to be lengthwise. Okay, so this grill is the one I end up putting the steak on. I think I've got 3 cards with grills and then just the Totally Rad card. So I take little tufts of grass that I die cut out, and I'm gluing those to the bottom. I'm trying to make a tiny little scene so the grill's just not floating, in the middle of the card doing nothing. And so gluing those down, leaving room to stuff that grill in behind. And we'll get these grilled. Now these came with the pattern paper, and you were able to take the die that came from the Die Hard kit and cut out certain things from the pattern paper that came in the kit, like these grills, tufts of grass, the little cooking implements, spatula, tongs, all that, which made it really nice. I didn't have to do any coloring at all for this card. And I'm finding I'm getting a little lazy as I'm getting older, and I just don't like to color like I used to. I don't know, maybe I'll have to start trying to do a little bit more coloring, because I've got so many stamp sets. So I glue this little tongs on like it's hanging off the grill, because I don't know about you, but I always hang my implements off the grill when I'm cooking. I put the little steak up there, and now I'm going to glue the word die barbecue to the background, the shadow layer, I guess it's called. Again, this is in bright primary colors, so we've got the dark blue and the cranberry red, which just I think goes so nice with the yellow and blue of this card. It's again the primary colors, just kind of scream happy. So I popped that barbecue up and putting it down, and again nothing on the inside yet. I'll probably be decorating them a little bit later. So these are my 5 cards. Let's see if I lay them out for you, which I'm going to clean up my mess. There's card 1, and we've got the next slim line right here. That one, number 2. I don't know why I'm counting these out. It's not like anybody, everybody knows how to count to 5, right? Hey dude, awesome barbecue. I'm totally rad. It's your birthday. And lastly, you're flipping awesome. I think that's my favorite. I just really like that one. Card number 5 or 1, depending on your point of view. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please think about subscribing. I'm so close to 50. That's my goal. Thank you.